It just hit me, and I'm like, oh my God, I got kidnapped.
I don't know how well you can even explain to a 6-year-old what's going on. And for them to truly understand the gravity of the situation.
I'm called Aaliyah for 6 years of my life, and then here I am, this new name, Delimar.
Aaliyah was in fact Delimar.
It was like a tug of war. Who do I be loyal to? Who's my real family?
Wow, still with us, Delimar Vera, who at 10 days old was kidnapped during a fire that ripped through the family's home. It took 6 years before she was dramatically reunited with her birth family. That is a clip from the documentary, The Hand That Robbed the Cradle. Delimar, when we went to the break, you're at this birthday party and you see your mother sees you, you are pulled into one another. What happened after that moment?
So after I first saw my mother, I went upstairs to play with the rest of the kids at the party, and she went to use the bathroom, and she saw me in the hallway, and she goes, "Oh, you have a piece of gum in your hair. Let me get it out for you." And I said, "Oh my gosh, get the gum out of my hair." And she comes.
Your mother's amazing.
She is.
I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah. She is a smart woman. She watched a lot of Law and Order, a lot of detective TV shows, and she comes up from behind me and she pulls out the hair. Later on, I go downstairs and, Carolyn kind of sees my mom, I guess, follow behind me, and she's like, we're leaving, we gotta go.
Oh.
And she left in a hurry.
Eventually, Carolyn was forced to do a DNA test.
Yeah.
And you have very strong memories of that moment.
I do, yeah. So when we got home, everything seemed odd. It just, something just felt off. And she was being nicer than usual, so was everybody else.
Yeah.
And I knew in the pit of my stomach, I'm like, something is about to happen. I don't know what it is. And we went to go do the DNA test, and when we were doing it, she kept taking me to the bathroom and spraying something in my mouth and telling me not to swallow. And I said, okay, but I swallowed anyways. And later on, I find out that she was spraying her saliva in my mouth. Yeah, to kind of.
When I tell you, I've heard a lot of stories. This is one of the most shocking stories I've ever. We have footage of the moment you were reunited with your birth mom. This was the moment. And you can see you're a little kid who's confused.
Yeah.
They all spoke Spanish. You only spoke English. So there was a language barrier. There's also a kid trying to understand how to navigate.
Yeah.
But you did.
I did.
You did.
Yeah.
Do they know? So Carolyn was convicted.
She was, yeah, 9 years.
9 years.
Only 9 years.
Only.
Yeah.
In 2005, she was convicted with your kidnapping. In an interview from prison, she claimed that your birth father was an accomplice, which is something that he denies.
Yeah.
When you see that picture of her now, what does that do to you emotionally? Because I know it's a documentary and you've investigated, but you're still a human.
Yeah.
And you're still processing every day this.
Oh, absolutely. I'm still in therapy to this day. And, when I look at that photo, I feel sadness for her family, her own children as well. You destroyed so many people's lives around you, but, she didn't destroy me or my mother's life because we continued on by the grace of God.
And you are married to your husband, Isaiah, just over 1.5 years. It is, life is not a fairy tale, but when I see that picture, I see a happy ending.
Oh, absolutely. I like to say, I don't only like to define myself as a survivor, but I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a working woman, and I just give thanks to the Lord for, bringing me through that.
What a story. Delimar, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I know people will be glued to the series when it finally hits here in the United States. You are amazing.
Thank you.
To you. Thank you so
Tamron.
much. We'll be right back. Oh, my God.
Coming up, her daughter is missing and accused of murder. Meet one of the moms of the Bakersfield Three. What she says about the upcoming documentary shining a new spotlight on the headline-making case.